Arsenal were beaten by Tottenham today, 1-0 despite the new boys coming to the side. Victor Gyokeres coming into play in the 77th minute. They were beaten. Now, if you watch the game between Arsenal and Tottenham, coming from the Tottenham's angle, they had a very good game. In fact, they struck the post 3 times before they got the goal that they got in the game, and was just down to, maybe I should say, overconfident from David Raya. Shouldn't have passed the ball the way he did to Lewis Kelly. Now he passed the ball to Lewis Kelly. Lewis Kelly, as a defender, yes, we know that he has a huge drive. He knows how to move the ball. He's a ball-carrying defender. But he ran into a sea of Tottenham players, and the first thing to do is to lose possession. At that point, he left the goal gaping, and you look at Pape Metasa delivered that perfect ball at the back of the net. 1-0. Tottenham had a good game against Arsenal, but overall, if you look at the intensity of the game, I think it was more of a cagey game between both Tottenham and Arsenal. I didn't quite tell exactly what should happen in that game. From the point of Arsenal, now they lacked creativity in their final third, and that begs for the question: will they be able to bring in Eberechi Eze on time before the season starts? For Eberechi Eze, there's a 2 weeks expiry date if they're going to bring him in, if they're going to be able to match, the release clause of Eberechi Eze at Crystal Palace is worth about 60 to 68 million pounds. If Arsenal wants to sign Eberechi Eze, they have to do so in the next 2 weeks, and to be able to do so in the next 2 weeks, Crystal Palace have requested that they pay half of that fee. Because if you watch Arsenal against Tottenham today, especially on the left, Martinelli couldn't do anything. I saw a useless Martinelli in every single Arsenal game, and I don't think that that's the player that can also take them to the next level. Now they've brought in Gyokeres, got in the 77th minute, didn't quite get into the action, didn't get enough supply of the ball to even make an impact for the Arsenal team today. But then when you look at on the wing, they had to bring in Trossard, who also got injured in today's game. So largely, Arsenal have had a good preseason games in Asia up to this moment. You look at the midfield, very strong, not down to that mistake from David Raya and Lewis Kelly. Maybe it would have been a better game for us. The midfield quite compact, but they still lack that creative edge. In the final third today, Martin Odegaard looked lost, was finding it difficult to make decisive passes, those line-cutting passes, and he couldn't make any of those passes even when their top striker came into the game. So the game ended 1-0, with Tottenham eventually winning that game, and I'm sure that Thomas Frank, even though it was a friendly match, felt a bit of relief being able to beat Arsenal, considering the dominance of Arsenal against Tottenham in recent times when it comes to North London derbies.